Hello everybody, this is Tarina. I am excited to be scrapbooking again. Um, so this project is kind of a fixer-upper. I had a layout that I made back in like 2003 or something like that, and it included my son here with 3 pictures. Um, and the whole page was just circles, different sizes of circles, and 3 different colors of cardstock, and that was it. That's all I had at the time, so that's kind of what I used. So I kind of wanted to recreate the layout in a totally different, with newer products, and it kind of fell apart, so it was a perfect time to, reuse these photos. So I also wanted to kind of show you guys what I, did as far as where I got my inspiration, which is the cover here of the supplemental catalog from Close to My Heart. This is the September-October catalog. This is the PDF version on my computer. And I kind of took the leaf idea, the, kind of diagonal idea. I didn't have the same papers, so I didn't use the same papers, and I kind of wanted to, make sure that the photos, popped on the page. So I'm really talking with my hands because I originally had this, the first part was, real time, but it ended up being like 26 minutes. So I was like, oh, that's way too long, so I'll just do it with a voiceover. So I am going to kind of fiddle with my computer. I'm not used to having it in tablet mode, so I'm not sure exactly how to run through that. But I wanted to show you guys kind of what I did. I went into Silhouette Studio and I went ahead and used what I had. I don't have a Cricut, so I don't have any of the files, like any of, I would have to say I do miss my Cricut, but I did want to show you what I used. So in my Silhouette library, I went ahead and showed you the leaves here that I use. I think that one of them is autumn leaves, and then I used the other one, and you can use sprigs and all kinds of things from different images that you can, make. And so I just kind of, mixed and matched them, cut them out on my Silhouette, and I am so excited because I did vellum and I did cardstock and I did pattern paper, and all of them turned out so good. Like, it cut so perfectly, and I was so excited. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I did. I just cut out a whole sheet of each thing, and I do have a lot of leftovers after this, but I am glad that I did because I really needed to mix and match the sizes and the textures and the colors. And so I did some in like the old basics patterned paper from Close to My Heart. I did some in vellum, and I did some in white daisy. So I also brought in some DCWV metallics cardstock, which kind of, messed with my screen there. But I used that for the frame around my photos. I'm trying to remember exactly. Oh, here we go. So, I was kind of showing how the circles are kind of on that page to start with, like my inspiration page. And so I wanted to pull in some of the flowers. I don't have the stamp set or the die cut, so I decided to just use what I had, which also is a file on through my Silhouette studio. And so I just went ahead and cut those out of, I think it was it was the baby one from last catalog. Let me look real quick. I have it right here. Maybe. Yes, right here. Maybe. That's the mix in. Okay. come on now. I know you're here. Alright, let's see here. Sweet Girl collection. And so I had another piece of cardstock with the wood grain, and I thought that would be perfect for a sunflower. So I did that, and then, yeah, the two background papers that I used, sorry for the ring light there, guys, but it works way better with my pages, so I also, this page here is, or this paper here is from the Craft On collection, or paper, yeah, Craft On collection from Close to My Heart. It was in the last catalog, and I honestly have not used a whole lot of that collection, but I loved how this one worked perfectly with this layout. Now this paper here is from the Every Little Thing collection, which is current as of now, and we'll go through September and October. But I just love how the two work so perfectly together. So yeah, that was something that was a happy surprise, and I was so excited that it worked. Yeah, so I'm pretty much making a border with the light paper there from the Craft On collection, and then I'm going to go ahead and distress around the edges. This whole layout took a total of like an hour and 20 minutes, so I went ahead and sped it up, and that was having everything ready. Like, that wasn't including the the die cutting and the all the prep work. So otherwise it probably would have took about 3 hours, but I was excited to be able to have everything ready to go, and I'm hoping to be able to make some more kits and just have them like ready to go, because I want to craft. I want to get this, get some pictures scrapbooked. That's really what I want. I want to be able to tell the stories. So these photos were, I really did take way too many photos of my son when he was little. I just was amazed. He was my firstborn. He was, I was amazed at the growth and the amazingness of of being human, growing from something so small. It's just amazed me. So I went ahead and took millions of pictures. So I have a million pictures to scrapbook, and I have a million pictures of all three of my kids. So I've got a million, probably literally a million pictures to scrapbook. So I was, I really wanted to use the Hawthorne collection, but then this, I don't know, it didn't bring out the feeling that I get when I look at these photos. So I didn't want to darken these photos. Like, I didn't want them to really blend in. The whole point of the photos were because he was, learning how to hold his head up, and I mean, he could hold his head up, but he still, he still needed tummy time, and so that's what he was doing. He was checking things out, and I loved watching that. It was amazing to me. So I decided that I wanted to make sure that those photos stood out, so I took, the lighter colors, and I brought those into the background, the lighter colors from the photo into the background, and that made those photos pop. So that was kind of my theory on that. And I'm going to go ahead and distress all of the edges of these sunflowers, and just stick them together. The centers I distressed around the edges as well. And I do all of them, and I don't do it all on screen, just because it took me a little while to do it. So I kind of cut that out and just, showed you what I did first, and then like fast forwarded to when it was complete. And, you know, of course, we get to where we're, you know, figuring out where they go and where I want them to go, because I really didn't know exactly what I wanted. I just had an idea as to, you know, I want the 3 photos on there, and I kind of want them staggered, and I want to include some sunflowers. I would definitely want to pull that in from the inspiration, and so I just had to figure out exactly, you know, where I wanted everything to go and what I wanted it to look like and how I wanted it to be placed. And yeah, so I'm watching the video as I'm going, so it's just like it's interesting to watch my, you know, my process and to see, because I know that I need enough room for the leaves and all the vellum and all the different pieces that I want to add in, as well as a title. So I want to make sure that it's placed in the, you know, in a good, it's not like all bunched together or anything like that, so that I can actually add, you know, add stuff together. So I don't know. It just, I love how it turned out in the end, but you know, it took me a little while to get there. So I'm literally just, I've decided on the sunflowers and the photos and decided, you know what, I just need to start adding stuff in. And this part, I don't know how, but it went so quick. Like I had not pre-planned this at all. I just dumped them out of the envelope or the little baggies, and just, you know, just kind of plucked them in there, and that's pretty much where they stayed for the most part. It it was really easy. I mean, it just like it flowed so well, like it was just meant to be. It was awesome. So now I'm pulling out some vellum pieces, because the vellum just kind of, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, like hard lines with, I mean, even though they're organic shapes, the leaves are organic shapes, there's still a lot of like lines. And I wanted to kind of soften that, and so that's why I made sure to include vellum, so that I could soften, you know, the colors and the lines, and because I mean he is a baby, and I don't want it so heavy that it's going to take away from, you know, the baby-ishness. I don't know what you call it. Um, but anyway, so yeah, I'm just, like I said, just shoving them in there, figuring out what I want where, and it turned out perfect as far as, you know, just adding things in, and um, making sure it's all balanced, which I do. Um, I do know that it's kind of left hand heavy as far as the whole photo is concerned, but I think it, with the weight of the photos, I think it kind of, you know, the overall layout balances out. Um, there's a lot of embellishment that's kind of going like center left, and the photos, which are fairly heavy as far as like dark color and size, they're pretty heavy, and so they're kind of, you know, center right, and so you know, it kind of balances it out, so that it's not too much on the right or the left. And then, you know, vellum and the laced leaves, they help, you know, add a little bit to the right hand side, but not something really heavy. So I don't remember if I leave that on there. I just shrink it down so it's small. Yeah, so, you know, here I am taking a picture. Wow, my screen protection I need to replace my screen protector. Yeah, I was taking a picture because I really liked how it was, and I didn't want to change it, and I knew I had to take everything up for adhering it all back down, and I wanted to be able to put it back where I'd found it, so I sometimes take pictures. Generally don't have them in the camera, but you know, it worked. So here comes the foam tape. I think this is the only place that I actually use the foam tape, is right here on this sunflower. And then I go ahead and just, pluck and adhere, and I don't know, I didn't want to move everything if I could help it. I liked where it was, and I didn't want to mess anything up. So I just, of course, I have to deal with my little thing here because it dries eventually after I don't use it for like a week. It likes to dry, but I kind of clean it out with my pin, and then it works. It works again, and then I can just kind of lift and squeeze, and kind of wish I had not put that in there, but oh well. I think I really, after a week, I really should. I'm gonna have to just make a note of that to clean that nozzle before I start. Would probably be a good thing. So yeah, like I'm going through and checking and making, checking to see which leaves and which, things are loose, and just going ahead and using my liquid glass to adhere those so that I don't have to move things around very much. And it works pretty good, and I am actually really happy that I used it. There's a couple of places I know that I needed to, like, lift things up and move them around a little bit, and it kind of tore a little, but it wasn't visible, so yay. So yeah, this is pretty much, I mean, other than the title, which will be coming up soon once you get everything down. The title is, let's see, what is it? Light of the eyes rejoices the heart, and that's from Proverbs 15:30. And it's not the whole proverb, but it's just part of it that it really fit this group of photos, and it really does. So yeah, I do add those in there, and these stickers are stickers from, I believe they were either from Michaels or Hobby Lobby. Probably Michaels, and they have a lot of different sizes and styles of, well, 3 different sizes and 3 different styles of alphabets. And I have them in black and I have them in white, which is so exciting because you can pretty much use those on anything, right? So I go ahead and just do. See, I really should have sped this up so that you guys could see how fast it goes. I think I might actually split it and start it, and then, yeah, here we go. So now I'm just doing the Proverbs, the light of the eyes rejoices the heart. And that pretty much sums up how I felt when I was taking these photos. It just, seeing him look up and be happy and, interested in, actually looking around and, putting that effort in, it's just exciting. It made me happy. So, and there's such clear pictures. I just love those pictures. So yeah, this is the end of this layout. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to be back soon with another layout or card or something. I don't know what, but we will figure it out. I have so many photos to scrapbook, so it might just be scrapbooking. We shall see. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. And I think I slowed this down so you guys can see it real time. It's kind of hard to see with the ring light, but the colors are so pretty together. I love love it. I love it. I love it. Love, love, love it. Yes, I'm very happy with this one. When I open his book, now I've opened it a couple times and every time I see that, I'm like, oh, it makes me happy. I just love it. I do. And that's what we do this for, right? Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye.